Hi there, I'm Karen McCarthy, and it's time to Karen-ize. Today's Wednesday when we talk about spiritual health, and with Thanksgiving just around the corner, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a couple of weeks on giving thanks. So the theme for the next few weeks is Colossians 3:15 that says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful." So there it is, thankful. Now, thankfulness can be kind of difficult sometimes. If we're in the midst of one of our, trials or storms of life, it can be hard to be thankful. And I've had a few of those times myself. But I have found that if I choose to find things to be thankful for, it kind of changes my outlook and my response to those trials in life. So I want to encourage you to look for things to be thankful for, even when you don't feel thankful. It's a choice that we can make. Um, I just had a thought go through my head and it just went right on out. Did you see it? I don't know if you caught it or not. I had a devotional a few days ago by a man named Robert J. Morgan, and it was an article he wrote called The Theology of Gratitude. And I love one thing that he said in there. It said, "Gratitude is to worry as antibiotics are to an infection." Now, let me say that again. Gratitude is to worry as antibiotics are to infection. So when we have an infection, we take I can't even say it, antibiotics to get rid of that infection or to tone it down at least. And so gratitude does the same thing to worry. If we're worrying or we're despondent, we're depressed, if we can find things to be thankful for, it can kind of help us turn that corner and not let that worry or depression rule our lives. So something really to think about. So if we're having a bad day and we need to force ourselves to start listing blessings, sometimes that can be hard. I remember one point in my life, I had to think of things like, as I was driving, oh, that tree's really pretty. In the fall when the leaves are changing, that tree's really pretty. Or something like that. I had to actually look for things to be thankful for because my life, there wasn't a whole lot to be thankful for at that point. I had to say, like, I'm glad I have a job. I can pay my bills. There might be a lot of stress in my job that's messing me up right now, but I'm glad I have a job and I can pay my bills. So we just have to start looking for things, and we have that gratitude shift in our way of responding. So if you're really having trouble with gratitude, read Colossians. It's like a major theme of that book. So it's a great book to go to when we're feeling depressed. I also used to go to Psalms. I think I've given away the Bibles that I used to underline and highlight and all of that in during those times. And I could always tell by what was highlighted, what was going on in my life at that point. Because, David and whoever else wrote the Psalms, they would often just vent to God about the awful things going on in their life. And I would go, oh yeah, I can relate. That's going on with me right now. But if you look, by the end of the chapter, they were giving thanks to God or praising God. And so they vented, got it out, and then turned that corner to not let it like destroy them or obsess them. So Morgan also said something. I really loved this. It says, I'm going to read it down here so I get it right. Imagine you are a river. If thanksgiving were measured like water, would you be a dry gulch, a trickle, brimming at the banks, or at the overflowing flood stage? Now, we don't like floods in real life, but if we're thinking about gratitude overflowing like a flood, man, that's what I want that's what I want my life to be like. I almost said, that's what I want my life to be like. That's what I want my response to life to be, no matter what's going on, that I can always find things to be grateful for and to thank God for. So I hope that gives you something to think about, and we'll talk some more on this subject next week. So have a great one. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much. I would love it if you would make a comment and let me know that you're there. Give me your thoughts on this subject or just say hi. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you join us. So have a great one and give thanks.